first at 4.
We start our newscast with two major stories. First, you're looking live on the left-hand side at a new LDS temple in Meridian.
And coming up in just a few minutes, we will give you a sneak peek inside the brand new facility.
But first, Idaho native and Army Sergeant Bo Bergdahl pleads guilty in military court. Bergdahl admitted to walking off his post in Afghanistan in 2009.
Bergdahl, then a private, was captured by the Taliban and held for 5 years and freed in a prisoner swap. KBOI2's Scott Logan has today's developments. He is live from the Satellite Center. Scott.
Well, I talked with Bergdahl's civilian attorney on the phone today. He declined to comment in any way on these guilty pleas, but he did confirm that sentencing will begin a week from today. The most serious charge Sergeant Bo Bergdahl pleaded guilty to is misbehavior before the enemy, also known as endangering troops, which carries a maximum of life in prison. The 31-year-old Haley native also pleaded guilty to desertion, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Bergdahl's attorneys argued unsuccessfully the charges should be thrown out after statements made during the presidential race last year. That's when President Trump said Bergdahl was a traitor and called for his execution. But President Trump declined comment on Bergdahl's guilty pleas.
I guess he's doing something today, as we know, and he's also they're setting up sentencing. So I'm not going to comment on him, but I think people have heard my comments in the past.
Army prosecutors say Bergdahl's departure from his outpost forced the military to launch a manhunt for him, causing serious wounds to searchers and hurting the war effort. Bergdahl told a judge he never intended to set off a vast manhunt, but only wanted to draw attention to what he perceived as leadership problems in his unit. It'll now be up to an Army judge to decide Bergdahl's punishment. And as we said, testimony in the sentencing phase of this court-martial will begin next week. Live in the Satellite Center, Scott Logan, KBOI2 News.
Now, this story has some of our viewers talking on our Facebook page. Paul writes, he had already been kicked out of the Coast Guard before he joined the Army. The Army should never have let him in. They bear some responsibility. Jim gives us his opinion in a simpler way: traitor. No other words necessary. We want to hear what you think. Make sure to like the KBOI2 News Facebook page so you can weigh in.